What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Now, let's talk about Luna Classic. Can this truly come back? Can we be successful? Well, there's a number of things we need to be aware of when we talk about this chain, and equally what the potential future looks like when it comes to Terra Luna Classic. We're in a bit of a sticky situation, but we'll break it down for you all in this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's head on over. The current price, Terra Luna Classic, sitting at that 5931 range. Now, we have had a couple of green candles. Good news, still down about 1.3% on the week. We did get that Binance burn a couple of days ago, which I guess is good. It's more good the fact that Binance is still linked into Terra Luna Classic as opposed to burning 1 billion Terra Luna Classic. Even at that rate, it's still going to take us years upon tens of years to burn the trillions that we need to. Remember, we need to siphon down to 10 billion, so there's a long way to go. But there is some interesting things that we probably need to be aware of, and equally we need to talk about. So namely, we have these proposals that are coming through at the minute, and we've been talking about these now for a while here on the channel. We've been covering off a couple of important bits, and I guess an important sentiment around the community and why you need to understand what's going on. So we had the 6 Samurai senior engineering team ultimately want to kind of come back in and try and take some more money away from the chain. This will be the second time, if not the third time, they've tried to get this passed, which just needs to go away, right? I think the reality here is there isn't enough money within the community pool to support what they're asking for. It's absolutely kind of crazy to me that they would even put this forward and equally try and get this passed. Once again, to do that, there's a significant amount of money attached to it. I actually think we can see the full proposal here when we go over to Commonwealth and ultimately see what they're trying to derive and ultimately what they're trying to do. Like I said, the second time that we've done it, I think at the bottom here, it just kind of talks about this roadmap they're going to build out, and then equally a little bit further down, what that potential cost and implication looks like. It's a huge document in which you can go through, which is great. However, when you fundamentally get to the cost, it is a significant amount, $45,000 to be precise, per month. That's right, $45,000 per month. That is the best part of over $500,000 a year when it comes to the 6 Samurai team, ultimately to get them to build on the chain. Now, we've been spending a significant amount of money anywhere just in the community pool. If you take a look here in the community pool in the years, you can see these big sell-offs down here. You can just see how much we've been putting through. The US algo team, 318 million LUNC, running costs 484 million LUNC, 1.2 billion for the L1 team on a number of different proposals, as well as much more. You can see all of the ones here. Look, 900 million there, so nearly 2 billion Luna Classic for those joint L1 teams. And where do we sit? Well, we sit pretty much down where we were before and nothing really happening. So these proposals that are kind of coming through, it is important that we understand them. Equally, look, this kind of bit around the burn mechanisms, this coin-in wallet, we talked a little bit about this on the channel, that we've got this coin-in wallet, the whitelist in it. I just want to give some context around the back of it. Currently, Coinin's max volume on Luna Classic for the day is under $1 million. And equally, what does that equate to as a 0.5% burn mechanism? It's about $5,000. That's it. $5,000 at the most that we see burning through here. So again, this isn't the fix. The burn mechanism to burn through 6.8 trillion is not the fix right now. This is not what we need. We need, like I've said before, price, action, and excitement. These are the two things that I think we should get. This is why we're paying 1 million LUNC every single year, to the L1 team to try and support this, and we're not getting it. Likewise with all these other people to come out. And I guess the point here is this graph above us. This shows developers on the chain. How many have been building, how many are doing something, and ultimately who is interacting with our chain. Now, if you go back to when, kind of Terra Luna was at its high, was, doing big things, we had a number of people building on the chain. 2025, 26, even at some points we see there back June 1st, 2022, 60 developers building on the chain. Now, you might be thinking, hold on a minute, I don't remember that. And you'd be absolutely right. This is where the narrative got spun. This is where the whole agenda around burn everything, it's going to be fine, repeg, all that kind of crazy stuff, it doesn't quite work out. And we kind of slowly see the diminishment of developers to where we currently sit now. October the 1st, or the last time this was reported, we had 3 developers sitting on the chain, and that was it. And you can see here, Astroport Classic, TerraSwap, we all know that one, Loop Finance, and then just into a couple of these really small points that are doing them. And these where I think our focus needs to be. Yes, it's great that Binance still burns. My point around that, though, is that Binance is still linked into the chain, as opposed to just a billion LUNC burn every single month is going to significantly change anything. What we do have is these swaps, these finance protocols trying to do something to support the movement. Again, you can see their total value locked at 1.59 million isn't a great deal when you look at other particular chains out there, even if you look at kind of the Cosmos chain. So it is important to understand where we are right now. And Happy Catty talked a little bit about this. Classy talked about it as well. ultimately, what is the answer? How do we build out? What's the important bit right now? Yes, we can spin the narrative on burns, 100%. And I think, contrary to maybe what other people think, burns continue to create something. They create discussion, they create discourse, and ultimately, it still creates that link in from Binance. But the absolute core fundamental right now is building on the chain. This is where I think the developers that wanted to come, these are where I think proposals should absolutely be. This is what we're going to build. This is what it's going to do, and really start to get people to come to the chain, because that's the big narrative right now. Why come to Terra Luna Classic? We've seen significant amounts of frivolity with the community wallet, as well as kind of what that looks like. We know that people are just staking. We know that there's no real reason right now to come and build on this chain other than potential. And I guess when we see the total volume going through something like Binance, around 15 million, it just isn't where we need to be. So we're going to kind of keep you up to date with what's going on. But right now, building on the chain has to be the #1 priority when we get Terra Luna Classic. Why? Because that's what brings people to it. That ultimately starts transactional volume. Then you talk about burns. There's no point having burns if you've got no volume. You have to have volume on the chain using the Cosmos ecosystem. The whole point of the bridges, the whole point of bringing that in was to bring the ecosystem back together, was to kind of really link into this. And we even now see it on a number of other coins, a number of other validators, that even they are starting to move away. So Hexagon, interestingly enough, they announced earlier that they were going to move away from the chain and go and build somewhere else. It says, in order to ensure the sustainability operations of Hexagon, we have made the strategic decision to diversify our customer base by expanding our services to encompass the broader Cosmos ecosystem. Consequently, we'll be rebranding Terra Classic Station as Galaxy Station. So again, they're going to move across and go and do something else, albeit still keeping a toe in the Luna Classic side things, but we'll move over and start to do other things. This is a lead that we should take. We shouldn't pay them for this. We should absolutely not be in it. This is about understanding that there is more to this than meets the eye right now. And while ever we are adjusting this world, this continuation of the downtrend, it's always going to be a challenge. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Binance and burns, they two go together. They support the Luna Classic chain. However, developers and building, that has been the #1 priority right now. Let me know, as always, in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date with everything going on in the cryptocurrency market. Remember, 20K by 2024. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.